Hey everybody, it's The Great Escape. I am in the process of playing around with trying to figuring out the village and pillage outpost mechanics, and I thought I'd do this in the form of a live stream over the course of an hour or so, or maybe a couple hours, as I'm trying to figure out all of the things that make this work. I'm on a super flat world where the bottom layer is glass so that I can control where things spawn. I've been having issues with villagers or illagers, pillagers, whatever they are, pillagers, not spawning in my other worlds. So I thought I'd come in here and play around with it. I've had several requests to do a pillager farm that could maybe lead to a bad omen farm, and then a raid farm and all those different things. And so in order to do that, I've got to figure out all of the pillager mechanics. So I'm in the process of clearing these things out and figuring out all these things go. If anybody knows any of the mechanics of Pillager Outposts, please feel free to share. Hey Skohorn, thanks for joining today. Every time I've tried to work on one of these farms, I've had the issue of once I kill the all the villagers, I'm not getting any more spawns. So I'm trying to figure out what their spawning locations are, where they spawn, how frequently they spawn, what are the conditions necessary for spawning, and all those things, all those fun things we have to do. Considering that the PlayStation Minecraft community is kind of small, and we don't have all of the super wizardry of the SciCraft community or things like that doing work on our version of the game. So I'm trying to do that here. Whoa! Oh, they trapped this guy. Thanks, Targaryen. Oh. There we go. So that's alright. Now I'm gonna start by looking at the platforms that are placed within the farm and build from those. Let me clear off everything that's not platform. Whoops. Hey, Junior. Whoop. For those just tuning in, I'm just doing some experimentation and trying to figure out the villager or the pillager mechanics, because I'm trying to design a pillager farm, but I'm having issues with them not spawning. So I'm trying to figure out all the spawning mechanics. Has anybody had any luck with pillager spawning? I really just want to take TNT to all of this, but I kind of need to keep the zones where they are. Now I've heard that they only spawn at night, which is weird. I've also read some random things about rain and all this other stuff, and it's so hard to know because of the way the community works, whether the information I'm reading is based off of Java edition or the Bedrock edition or the PS4 edition. Although I've heard that it's potential that they might be announcing that PS4 will be going to Bedrock at Minecon. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but that's the latest kind of rumor that's out there. Definitely, I like the PS4 version of the game. It just kind of makes it difficult when there's not a lot of people creating content and doing the work of figuring out all the requirements, but definitely prefer PS4 Redstone. A mending book. You know how hard those are to find? Okay. Alright. Let's go today. Alright, so that's platform 1. Yeah, Targaryen, I'm trying to figure out the spawning mechanics for the pillager farms, or the pillager outposts, because every time I've tried to build a pillager farm, I've had the issue of once I clear out the outpost, I'm struggling to get spawns. Nothing will spawn in those areas anymore. So I'm trying to figure out what the actual the rules are and where the pillagers will spawn and all those things. That's definitely what I'm trying to get out of it. Nice, Junior. I think that's probably... I think I picked up PS4 Minecraft for the first time in 2000... maybe probably 2014 as well. Maybe 2015. It's been a little while. The technical community was a little bit better in the past because we could kind of... the Xbox and the Switch editions and all the other console editions kind of ran on the same, because they're all being created by 4J on the same system. So you had people playing on a lot of different platforms creating things. But now, if you've noticed, when you search for farms and things, unless it's a PS4 specific farm, it may or may not work on the PS4, just based off of the changes in the mechanics. So let's make all of our spawning platforms the same size here and see what happens. Yeah, the Switch version, although I think that they went to Bedrock now, so... Yeah, I want the foxes to come to PS4. I don't understand why that's the one aspect of the Village and Pillage update that we didn't get. We got the berries and the campfire and everything else. We just didn't get the foxes, which is weird. Alright. So next step on this tester is I'm going to block it all in. That way if something spawns, I know at what level it spawned. So I'm not trying to guess if as something falls off of the farm about where it is and where it's coming from. Yeah, that's true, Scorn. I definitely like the idea of switching to Bedrock so that we can play with other people. I really like the idea if they would get realms and servers. I'd love to have an active server for my channel that anybody could come in and play, even if I'm not on and things, and that would be great. But I don't know how I feel about Bedrock itself. It's got such a weird redstone system compared to everything else. Like the Java and the PS4 redstone systems just kind of really make sense, and the Bedrock redstone is a little weird. And I know it just take getting used to it, and being used to PS4 for so long. So I don't know, but I definitely would love to be able to play with other people and have realms. Hey, Kudify. Alright, so there's all the platforms as they appear in the outpost. So I assume that anything would be able to spawn, or any, pillagers would be able to spawn in these locations. Now, I don't know if there's a limit to the number of pillagers that can spawn in the world, so I guess I should probably kill off the ones that are already here. Just in case. But every other time I've killed all the pillagers, I have lost the ability to, or I haven't had any other pillagers spawn in. So this will be interesting. The first time I've done the test this way, I usually take out the whole farm, and then I have a platform down at the bottom level, but maybe they don't spawn on the bottom level, and that's why I'm running into this issue. Oops. Alright, so no pillagers, nothing else spawned. Bedrock is very smooth, that's true. Looks very nice. Alright, so let's switch to night. Everything except for pillagers spawning. Alright, let's kill off what we've got. If you want to see a perfect mob spawner, there you go. Perfect conditions for this being the only place for them to spawn. But I don't see any pillagers. I assumed that it would be like witch farm mechanics. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Alright, so let's go back to day. Hey Raheem, I haven't had any luck with them spawning at day at all. When I come across a pillager farm, I get the ones that are pre-spawned into the system, but then I don't get any of the other ones. Yeah, that's possible, Targaryen. I think on the Java edition, it's simply like the bounding box of the whole camp, which is much larger than just the tower. But they should be able to spawn within the area of the tower, but who knows. Is it faster to kill them with a sword? Yeah, Raheem, I'm trying to figure out what the spawning mechanics are, because every time I try to create a pillager farm, once I kill the original pillagers, I don't get any other spawns. That's possible, Targaryen. I don't know how I'd figure that out. You're unaware, wandering villagers can apparently spawn on glass. Hey Colin, trying to figure out the spawning mechanics for pillagers so that I can get build a pillager farm. Haven't been able to get any farm designs work on the PlayStation 4, based off of, like, you know, what I've seen on whatever. Yeah, that's true, Scar, and it'd be cool to have commands. The thing I really like is like the debug screen or whatever, so that I can, because you could see like the bounding boxes of things or whatever. Okay, well, daytime. Also getting no spawns during the daytime. Thanks, Colin. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I'm only getting other mob spawns. Do you know if they have to spawn in the dark or if they'll spawn at night but within like torchlight? Yep, nothing there. Well, if I go back to nighttime, I'm just gonna get other things spawning. If I could just get one to spawn, I would know what's going on, but okay, so perhaps they don't spawn in the bounds of the actual platform. So, okay, let's see. So these are the edges of the platforms. Let's go out 20, 15 blocks, I guess. Let's see. do 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 do. Yep. So you got piercing, and then it goes to piercing. So. And I guess the question is, it's weird because it looks like it's actually a book that's been enchanted, so let's go to knockback. Oops. But it doesn't actually operate as a enchanted book. That's funny. Well, when I just did it, it doesn't seem to it enchants the book with the enchantment, but then it doesn't actually let you use that enchantment on other things. Yeah, definitely. Mending is, for some reason, the hardest to get from fish farms and things. With the new villager mechanics, you can create librarian villagers pretty easily. So it's actually probably easier to create a village farm and get a bunch of librarians, and with the chance that you could get a mending villager than it is to farm using an AFK fish farm. Yeah, Colin. Although currently I think Java and PS4 are the only two versions of the game that have working fish farms. Unless somebody in the last couple months has figured out one for Bedrock, Bedrock has broken all fish farms. Yeah, definitely. Now, Xbox 360, because it's still running on console edition, they still have access to fish farms, but Xbox One, if they've gone over to Bedrock, they don't. Then on my fish farm video, the number of comments I get where it's like, this doesn't work, and then it says that it's a PS4 fish farm, or console edition fish farm, but the number of comments that are like, this doesn't work, and then I'm like trying to help them figure it out, and they're like, oh, I'm on Bedrock or Xbox. Nope, doesn't work there. Nothing does. Target, it usually is they have an enchanted book, I think, at first level, and I think they unlock 2 or 3 more by the time they get up to master level. So you probably need, for mending, I would imagine it would be a fully maxed out librarian. Let's see, because I'm just, this is just experimenting anyway, so let's see. He should change professions, but we'll see. Alright, let him sit while I finish this out. That's awesome, Colin. It's all completely RNG, so you might get lucky, and those would be the best villagers on Earth to have. Yeah. I figured that's what you were saying. Although, I'd be happy to give 8 diamonds for mending. Yeah. I just like the idea of if I had diamonds, I could either use the diamonds to repair my tools or make new tools, or I could spend the diamonds once to get mending, and then I would not have to spend them anymore. Did they change? Was that, hey Colin, was that a change that they made in one of the bug fixes? Because they were not doing that before. Or wait, maybe. I think it's because I had created a village. So I'll actually just create a village over here. Alright, so we've got... Alright. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so they're spawning, they're changing now. Okay. Oh, very cool. Alright. Look away. Whoop. Oh, 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 oh. I wish... Do you think they will add? I feel like if we go... I don't know. I mean, does Bedrock on Xbox One have command blocks? Because if they do, then if we switch over to Bedrock, then I'm sure we would. But if they don't, then no. Yeah, so if we went to Bedrock, then we would. It would be awesome to have command blocks when I'm like for testing farms and things, because this can get old and tedious real quick. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Just real sorry. Mods would be great. I've wanted to play Skyblock for a long time, and I know you can kind of like create a Skyblock kind of version on the PS4, but not the same. So AJ, the you can break Bedrock. It's not hard to break Bedrock on the PS4, or not any harder than it is on any other version of the game. The only issue is that there's no, whereas on like Java there's a whole like space above the nether, above the bedrock. On the PS4 there's no space. It's kind of like in the end, you know, like I want to build an Enderman farm, but the end is only so big on the PS4. There's an invisible wall that prevents you from getting out very far from any of the islands. So in order to build an Enderman farm, you'd have to like get rid of half the island or light it up or whatever. When you try to break through the ceiling of the bedrock, you can do it, but then when you try to get above it, there's an invisible wall that prevents you from doing that. And if you try any other methods, you get suffocated, which is great. So yeah, unfortunately, you can't do it on the PS4. I don't know if you can do it on the Xbox version. Wonder, is Colin, if you know, is on the Xbox version, is the end infinite like it is on Java, or is it kind of divided up and broken like the PS4 version is? Alright, so now we've got a platform that ignores, let me get rid of these other platforms down here. That they're infinite, that's awesome. You mean no console editions are infinite? Yeah, I guess it's just not possible with the we don't have infinite worlds, so we don't have infinite whatever. Well, if it goes out further, it would be easier to build a farm for sure, which would be nice. Yeah, that's true. I've tried to build Enderman farms by going, you know, like dropping water down and going kind of as low as you can possibly go, and lighting up a lot of the end island, and it works. It's just not super efficient. It's almost more efficient just to have a manual farm with some, you know, magma blocks, and you standing on a pillar and getting them to come run over and fall into the magma blocks. You just don't get the experience, I guess. Alright, so now this is the only spawnable area. It's everywhere except for where the tower was. No pillagers. Maybe it's just that level. Let's see, do we test level 2, level 3, level 4? I think some of the farm designs I've seen have been on this level for other versions. So let's do that. The automatic sheep farm, Lidum. They made some changes. I don't know if it's just to the behavior of Endermen or if it's to the behavior of all mobs, because I've kind of noticed this problem with some zombie pigman farms as well. But they no longer see a trapdoor as something that they can walk across. I think there's a fix where you can put a trapdoor, if you put 2 trapdoors next to each other, and then you open one and close. I don't know. You can play around with the fixes to see if like adding an extra trapdoor things might fix it, but they definitely don't they don't view it as something they can walk on anymore. (24 to 48 blocks). So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So if I stand here, I might get some spawns. Yeah, Lidum, it kind of works, but let me do this really quick and then I will do that. Yeah, Lidum. I think Skullhorn is as well. Alright, so here, there's 24 blocks, wait, did I say 25 blocks away? So let's go to nighttime. Alright, so that didn't work. Let him. Basically, you could do it. I've messed around with this too much, but so let him. You do something like that, where you have them hopping along, and then you can put the dispenser right underneath them, like there. The best thing then to do would probably be have so that you make sure that you're catching them. Do some like mine carts inside, minecart hoppers inside these blocks here. So, or inside maybe those blocks there, so that when the stuff flies off, it gets sucked up. And then you just have the sheep kind of pushed along. You do have to have grass on either side so they can eat of it. How do you do your Skullhorn? This is just off the top of my head what I'm thinking. Oh, the observer? Hey, Adrian. Yeah, I have, I mean, occasionally I have done a multiplayer stream starting next week. I'm going to be streaming at least 3 days probably next week. So a couple of those days will be for the multiplayer stream. So if you join the community on PlayStation. Search for the Great Escape Gaming on the PlayStation communities, and you should find it. And I'll announce when the streaming is there. Ah, that makes sense. So you did. Above it? You put it above the dispenser? Oh, same level. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I was going to, but uh, yep, that works. And then, where'd you put your hoppers to collect it? Did you put them in the block, or did you just have them running underneath? That makes sense. Yeah, that works. So, Lidum, did you see the design there? So, Lidum, are you saying you built this and it didn't work? That's weird. Well, it could be the observer is not pointing the right direction on yours, because it seems to be working if it's pointing into the grass. That's cool. And you built it like this with the dot of redstone on the back? So I'll just, I mean, yeah, so if you got to plop the observer in so the dot's in the back. Block dispenser dot shears. Well, it's nice to see we've got farm designs that are working because pillagers aren't spawning anywhere. Has anybody had any luck with pillager spawning? Because this is like the 10th time I've run through this and I haven't had any luck at all. It's almost like the way mansions work, where the illagers will spawn in the mansion, but once they're dead they don't respawn. That's simple score, and I didn't realize that the observer could pick up the change of the grass block. So that's nice. That's much simpler. Although the other design would work if you have like 20 sheep in the system. Oh, so their spawn rate might just be really low, and the mob cap is getting overrun by everything else, maybe? Yeah, when they eat the grass, Lidum, it'll turn to dirt like this. And if you have grass around it, eventually it'll turn back into grass. Oh, this is being real slow. Well, it would be nice if I could just get one pillager to spawn, because then I would know that it's working. But making a pillager farm that's mostly a farm for other types of mobs is not super useful. Okay, where's the... No problem, thanks. Pine Saw, thanks for watching. Welcome back, Reed. Where... oh, there they are. Things you never look for in game. Alright. Oh. Okay, so the grass just turned back into dirt, or the dirt just turned back into grass. So he should eat it in just a second. And then get sheared. Really, Scar? That's weird. So let him, do you see, like, it ate the grass, it turned to dirt, got sheared, and then it'll have to wait till the grass turns back again. I guess to make this super efficient, you'd need like 10 sheep in their own little pods like this. Alright, so Scorn, so they don't spawn if the tower is gone, so let's find another tower. There doesn't have to be a block under the observer, let him. Scorin, how much do you think, or how much of the tower do you think you have to leave in place? I haven't seen a single patrol spawn on my world. It should be increasing the spawn rate, shouldn't it? Since there's no spawnable blocks for them. Other than the ones I put down. Yeah, that's what on the other tower, that's why I was building spawnable zones for them that I could control. Alright, you destroyed the second floor. So you left... Alright, let me finish taking this out. Alright, so Scorn, you left this floor here. Thanks, Official Cool Guy. You got rid of this floor here, Scorn? Oh, you got rid of this one. Oh, sorry, I was doing second from the top. Well, let's just test it and see. Ah, yeah, and that might be the issue right there. Okay. All right, so let me get rid of all the ones that are currently here. And go back to hard. So I maybe should test this not on a super flat world. Thanks, John. That might be the fix there. Thanks, the Official Cool Guy. Non-pillagers. Congrats, Targaryen. That's awesome. I'm still trying to get mine. I got my Silk Touch, but don't have a mending one yet. Yes, Adrian. I do. It kind of depends. Are you looking for one that sorts specific items into specific chests? Because I've got that. Yeah, that's true, Targaryen. You can. I just on my survival world, I haven't built a new villager breeding farm yet. I'm in the process of doing that. Oh, okay. Yeah, Adrian, hold on. Let me. So, based on Jan's suggestion, I'm going to go to a classic world. But first, I'll take you to. This is my very first Minecraft world. If you go back and watch like the very first videos that I ever uploaded to YouTube, like which is almost a year ago. I think my year anniversary is tomorrow. This is the world that I created that on. But I have there's one in there, and I'm pretty sure it still works. Sco, no, I haven't created a villager breeder, but I kind of went through the villager breeding mechanics. Now that I've got the iron farm up, my next goal is to design and figure out a good villager breeder design. All right, Adrian. So is this what you're kind of looking for? I put the things through the system, they sort through, so if I go to here, let's see, this is all of like, by redstone type tools and things. Redstone blocks, redstone ore. You're looking for something like this? I don't think monster spawners are broken. Yeah, okay, Adrian, I don't have a tutorial for this because this isn't my design. This is Tango Tech. I'm pretty sure when I built this, let me check. Let me log into my thing really quickly. You're putting a pig in a monster spawner. I'm trying to find the video, Adrian, because I linked to it. Yeah, so if you go back to the very, very, very first video that I ever uploaded, it's called like Minecraft Survival PS4 Episode 0 World Tour. It was based on this world here. You don't have to watch the video because I'm sure it's like really poor quality. It was a year ago. But if you click the video, there's a link in that video to this farm design. I'm gonna say it's not an easy farm. Can't even get back there anymore. Yeah, okay. It's not an easy farm by any means to construct. Let me go. I only built one side. This is what it looks like in the background. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Hi, everybody. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background back here, but it's definitely really useful. I only built one side using Tango text design. The rest of the farm is a pretty typical like bulk storage design. And if you want a bulk storage system where you have like one hopper and then a line of chests that go with the exact same thing, you can go and check that out. I did put up a tutorial for a bulk storage system like this, where like all my cactus goes in here and all of my slime go in here, and etc. Yeah, so you can do that. I hope that's helpful. But yeah, this is Tango text design, and it's really, I think it still works. Let's test it really quick. Let me take out all, so there's no stacks of hoppers there, or if I put these in here. On this world, Colin, 1, 2, I think 6 times. There's other eggs in other places. All right, let's see. Did those go through? It takes a little while for everything to go through the system, but I think this is still working. Or maybe not. I forgot I'm in survival. Let's see. Well, by any means, if you find the link to the farm, I would recommend like building one module on creative just to make sure that it's still working properly, because this appears to be having an issue. That's like one of those issues where you could never actually figure out where the source of the problem is. Anyway, but yeah, this is Tango Text Design. This is the one I use. Hey, Sunny Gaming, welcome to the stream. But yeah, but if you're looking for just a bulk storage design, I have a bulk storage design video that I put up on. It's specifically tied to like an AFK fish farm or a mob farm, but yeah. Hey, Mr. Sauce. So, yeah, I've heard the rumors that we might be getting Bedrock, that they're going to announce it at Minecon. I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I like the idea of getting a lot of the features that come with Bedrock, but I don't like Bedrock, redstone, and other issues. Alright. So let's go to a classic world. Host privileges on. Yeah, I don't like the creative menu in Bedrock either. A lot of people talk about it like it's better than the PS4's creative one, but I think PS4 is definitely better. Thanks, AJ. I have been playing on Pocket Edition, just trying to figure out. But although I'm not exactly sure, I'm pretty sure Pocket Edition is 100% on Bedrock, so the redstone's the same. But I've been trying to play on Pocket Edition to try to figure out all the redstone stuff. Oh, sorry, Sony, I was changing into a different world. Alright, so we need to find a Pillager Outpost, because apparently they do not spawn on super flat worlds, so we can test it out on a regular world. Is it still frozen now, Sony? Is the video freezing, or is both the audio and the video freezing? Yeah, Mr. Sauce, so I've been playing around on the Bedrock on the Pocket Edition, and it's definitely going to take some getting used to. But I'm excited for Realms, for sure. I'd love to have a realm for subscribers and things that anybody can join, and I don't have to be logged in for it to work, which would be nice. Yeah, is anybody else's screen experiencing problems with freezing? Yeah, commands would be awesome. Command blocks and using commands. It make designing and building farms so much easier, because like I'm trying to like clear out an area, having to do it all by hand is a pain. But being able to just kind of clear out a zone would be very nice. What are the chances I spawn into a world that has 2 mansions but no villages and no pillager outposts? PS4 is pretty smooth. Yeah, Adrian, I think that'll get fixed once, if we go to Bedrock, you'll be able to do that. But so this is a world that has 2 mansions and no villagers. Okay, so let's try to create another world. Okay, Lidum, what was going on with your thing? Hey, Driftin' Ziggy, what's up? Okay. Delete. An old seed. That, I don't know if that should have affected it. Alright, round 2. Let's see if this one will have a Pillager Outpost. Yeah, Mr. Sauce, I'd love to. My only problem is my time normally in the year due to my job makes it hard for me to play multiplayer consistently. That's why, like, if we had realms, I would love to do a realm. I definitely have a realm for my subscribers, but not there. Okay, so this one has a village. Does it have a Pillager Outpost? You had an old seed with the Ender Dragon at spawn. Okay. Well, that's cool. Good. Well, I'm glad it works there, Livin. This one has 2 villages. That's nice. So, what is trying to be a video? Oh, wow. There we go. Okay. Is this? This is a village, a Pillager Outpost, and a temple, and a all within like 50 blocks of each other. Yeah, I would love to have a realm. I'm gonna, I guess I'll post this seed in the comments. Hold on a second. Let me go out and I will put the seed in so I don't forget, and then I'll come back later and do it again. That is the craziest seed I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm not gonna look in the chest score. All right, let me open up the video. All right, here's the seed. Bringing it in now. 438 117 066 36 809 176 85. So let me just double check. I'm going to post the seed and then I'm going to read it back off and then see if somebody, if I posted it wrong. Negative 438 117 066 368 091 7685. Ah, you guys can see the screen. For some reason I thought that when I exited out of the world you couldn't see this screen. But look, you're looking at the screen. I just posted it in the comments for absolutely no reason. Oh well, now you can see it. Alright, so according to Jan, they only spawn, they do not respawn on super flat worlds. So let's get rid of all the ones that are here. Alright, now let's go back to hard. Okay, go to night. Sweet! Okay, so now we can do the test to figure out what the spawning rules are. I'm really glad I just wasted an hour and a half of my life trying to figure out the spawning rules on the super flat world, but now we know. So thank you, Jan or Jan, whichever way you pronounce it. I apologize. Thank you for this, because now I will be able to figure out the rules and build this farm. Oh yeah, so I can imagine, I'm wondering how close I am to this village, because getting the bad omen effect here, I bet the bounding box of the village is like right here, so you'd still have to move into it, but it'd be like you killed them and a raid immediately starts. That would be a lot. But this is actually kind of a perfect setup for if you created a bad omen farm and then a raid farm this close to one another. It's actually pretty cool. So I'm going to keep this. Alright. Alright, so first thing I need to do is mark the center of this thing, just so I know. Alright, and then I'm going to take out all the extra stuff. Now, somebody said that you have the tower has to be in place for them to spawn, but I don't know. So before I do anything, I'm going to make a copy of this world, so hold on. Yeah, I didn't think you need the tower. But I'm going to make a copy just so I have a blank tower I can keep coming back to, so hold on. The base. Colin, do you know, do they only spawn at the first level, or will they spawn on all levels of the tower? So could I build several platforms? I'm going to go back to my original test, which was the platforms. They spawn on all levels. Sweet, cool. So I'm going to keep all the platforms. Is this the highest level that they... Because I've looked at all the rules for it on Java, but I don't know if they're the same on PS4. No, Driftin, I started this video trying to figure out how to do pillager farms, and I was on a super flat world. And so for an hour, I was trying to like test and do this, and weren't able to get anything spawning. Then somebody very kindly came along and said, oh, it doesn't work on super flat. So that's just been my day so far. The raid captain spawn at the top, okay. Is the top... I wonder if the top platform is the highest platform they'll spawn, or if they'll spawn up, you know, as high as the roof. Because technically the bounding box of the farm, or the bounding box of the area should include the roof. That's interesting. They can spawn in the light of the day. Okay. Let's say... Alright, so Mr. Sauce, I'm going to leave it on day. Let's set it to day, get rid of the weather and the daylight cycle, and see if we get any spawns, because that'll be a good way to test. Oh, that was beautiful. Thanks, Drifted. I'm actually like probably like 30 minutes left in the stream. So because I had about 2 hours to stream today, but then hopefully in the last 30 minutes I can accomplish something. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna do this way because oh wait, no, because I want that. Oh, that's the easiest way, but I want these floors to be intact. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of my goal, Mr. Sauce. I want to create a pillager farm where you could get crossbows and things, emeralds or whatever, but the main feature being that you could get access to a bad omen, the bad omen effect, and then create a farm using a village, because you can create your own village, and have a raid farm. I've seen a few designs for other people who design things like this on Java or on Bedrock, but wanted to test it out and see what I could come up with on PS4. Oh, that would work. Yes, bacon is delicious. So, John, so they will spawn in darkness. It does not have to be night, but obviously night is dark. And they spawn on all levels, but most will spawn around the outside of the tower. Okay, this is all good to know for the design. Yeah, when it first came out, we were getting what was it? The like villagers were breeding at exponential rates, and iron golems wouldn't spawn at all. Thankfully, they fixed the iron golem problem, although the rates are super slow. But it's better than nothing. Is this just to add to how crazy this seed is? So, okay, so let's review this seed. There's a villager here. There's a village. There's a mansion, a temple, a pillager outpost, and directly under the pillager outpost, there's a spider farm. This is spectacular. This is the greatest seed ever. Whoops. I don't normally do seed showcases, but this one deserves it. Got to do it on classic mode, though. You have to start it out on classic. Well, I don't want to get rid of this, so I'm just gonna. That's a good point. Sorry, Colin. I didn't mean to open it as quickly. I didn't mean to open it. I'm sorry. Hopefully you averted your eyes before that happened. None of the other chests have been spoiled, though, so it's okay. It was more concern about that open area down there not being. There might be a space where the pillagers could potentially spawn in there. All right, so test 1 spawning locations. On all levels, Mr. Are the captains more likely to spawn on grass as well? Or are they more likely to spawn on wood? Okay. I wasn't sure if the captains would spawn on the grass as well. Uh, Probably. I have a feeling about like if somebody's clever enough to come up with something, then awesome. I'm perfectly okay with them coming along later on and saying that's not exactly how we wanted it to work and making some changes. That's fine. But if they wanted to nerf them, they can. Yeah, Colin, that's the goal, is to figure out the mechanics so I can design a farm around it. What I really want to do is build a raid farm. And so having a Bad Omen farm is step one. I'll make a proper tutorial once I figured it out. Mr. Sauce, do you know the range around the center point where they spawn? Like, what's the distance? sometimes yes and sometimes no. Like I'm thinking about the iron farm, for instance. Like the iron farm mechanics on Java used to work on the PS4, but with the latest patch they don't. Like, man, that super simple iron farm design that like El Mango designed, or the one that Doc M has been working on, like those would be super easy and great to build on PS4, but they just don't work. So sometimes the mechanics are the same, but they're not always. $10 to $15 out, okay. Adrian, have you built a big a mob farm? Colin, 10 to 15 out from the center or 10 to 15 out from the edge of the tower? A mob farm is always a good thing to build. I've got a couple. I have a design on my channel. I mean, it's perfectly functional, but you know there are other designs out there. From the center, okay. So that's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So conceivably, although I feel like the bounding box might be out here. I've got a creeper farm. It's not spectacular, but it works. Yeah, that's what I think, Colin, that they spawn if it's like Java, then there's a bounding box for the whole Pillager Outpost that goes out, I would guess, probably to here. And they can spawn anywhere within that bounding box. Would be my guess. If it's, because I mean that's how Java works, and I'm hoping that some of the mechanics are similar on Java and on PS4. Alright, so how many blocks out is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blocks out. Yep. Yeah, I'm just trying to I'm trying to build a zone that is where I can kind of test to see where they will spawn. And trying to just limit the spawn rates of where they are. I think there's a zombie spawner nearby. Either that or it's just a cave that has a zombie. Just checking real quick. Oh, that's empty. Okay. All right. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. A lot of the old designs from Java worked perfectly well on the PS4, even though they didn't work on other versions of the game. But now they don't work at all. Ooh, excuse me, I'll be right back. Ooh. Take a drink of something and it goes down the wrong pipe. That's always fun. All right. Yeah, Colin, I would really hate after all of this if I can't figure out a farm design that works. But this is 95% of design is like testing and doing all the elements, all the behind the scenes stuff for the farms. Of course, with command blocks and things, it's a lot easier, but for those new structure blocks. I think so. I know they're on Java and on the education thing. Oh, Adrian, no, I don't have a TNT duper. Um, Yeah, thanks, Mr. Sauce. I never mess around with potions much in even in survival, which is probably whatever, but it happens every day, Adrian. Um, Good teachers are people who learn all the time. If somebody thinks that they know everything, they're probably not a very good teacher. Alright, so let's see if anything pops up outside of my bounding box here. This guy popped up down here. That's cool. Alright, so 2 in the actual tower itself, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down the bottom. Alright. Do it again. He popped up way out here. Huh. Interesting. None inside the farm. Alright, let me get further away. Night. He popped up 2 blocks outside the farm. Okay, so it looks like the bounding box is a little bit bigger than I thought. So let's say it's 2 blocks bigger. Okay, we'll go 3 out and see. 1, 2, 3. There's no real harm in making it larger than it should be. One, 2, 3. Hey, Scorpion, how are you? 3. If you go to communities in PlayStation and search for The Great Escape Gaming, I think I'm the only one, you'll be able to find it there. Or watch the video long enough and I think that it'll go to the whatever. Spelling it out's always whatever. Alright. Now just get rid of this glass. You're hacking. Who knows? because he is okay. I've just learned to just accept when someone types in all caps that it must be true, so I'm just going to go with that. Alright, so test 2, Colin, here we go. Good call on 3 blocks there, Colin. That's a good question. Oh, I love pick block. I hate that it's like, it's not something that is standard. Like you have to go in and set a block or set pick block to be one of your controls. It just doesn't happen by default because it took me a while to discover it. But it makes everything so much easier. Alright, now, can I force more of them to spawn there than out here? Let's see. With glass? Oh. One spawned outside. So the range is even further than I thought. It looks like it's one more block further out, at least. Or 2. But doing that, we get 1, 2, 3. He spawned outside too. So yeah, it must be 2 blocks further out. Well, they have to have a limited range of spawning because it's not going to be infinite. But alright, so flooding this all, or limiting their spawn, does not increase the spawn rate here. But it did help us discover that this is actually 2 blocks further out. So hold on. So right now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it needs to be 20 blocks out. Yeah, lonely, lonely. Alright. See you, Mr. Sauce. Thanks for all your help figuring things out. Will do. All right, full test again. Right. All right, no pillagers are spawning outside of this. No. Ah. What? Did they seriously spawn? So, okay, like right now we are, let's see, from the center point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We're 24 blocks out from the center. $25 does sound like a good number for a spawning zone. So perhaps it is 25 blocks. But that's most of it taken care of, it seems. I got 2 spawning outside over here, but none spawning outside on this side, which is interesting, I guess. How many do we have in the farm? We've got 1, 2, 3, and a captain. 4, so 4 in the farm, and then those 2 spawned outside the farm. And this one spawned outside the farm, so 3 outside the farm. Okay. Alright, so marking that down, we know that we need at least 25 perimeter around it to create what we want. So next test is to figure out if we know they'll spawn anywhere on this base level, so let's see if they'll spawn up here. Okay, so they'll spawn there. Or at least one of them did. Yeah, it's winding down too, Junior, so... Yeah, one spawned outside. Last time I ran it, I had 2 spawn out here. I think that the spawning zone is must be 25 blocks. It just seems like a good round number. It could be 26. I don't know. I'm gonna keep running tests on that to figure that out. But my next goal is to try to figure out. So if I have conceivably 4 platforms coming out from the center, will they spawn on those platforms? Which it seems like they will. Then I could have a system that they all get pushed towards the middle, and they fall in the middle, and the trap is down there. So that could definitely work. Maybe. Alright. Now, we're putting this here. Yep. Alright. Here we go. It's interesting. The last time I ran the test, this was also the only platform, I think, where one of them spawned. I wonder if they just won't spawn on those other two platforms. I can test that real quick. Get some water. Okay, he spawned on the lower level. That's good. The rates are not very fast in that part of the farm. Well, there's 2, 3. Okay. Something to consider as I figure out how to do this farm. Alright, so if given the opportunity to spawn, they're going to spawn on this level down here much more often. So it might not be worth keeping any of the tower. If I get rid of the tower completely, will the banner ones still spawn? That's a good question. So let's run that test real quick. This is why I made a copy of the world, so I can just come back and redo it if I need to. Okay. Now, what's their range for seeing a villager? And will they go for a villager who is completely encased in glass? Let's see. Okay, so they'll only go for them. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think anywhere where they spawn, um, you're good for creating a type of thing like this. Alright, so they're all the way over there. Hey, Shane. If I put him here. That's huge range. That's a ridiculous range. Okay, they have to be able to make eye contact with the villager for it to work. Alright, what's their range for shooting? If I put him here... Okay, well, that's close enough, I guess. Alright, so that's too far away for you to shoot him. Like a farm for killing the wither, or for using the wither to farm? Uh, yeah. I built one on my Let's Play that was based off of one of Tango's old designs, and it worked really well. So I haven't really been interested in creating my own design, but I haven't tested his design out in a long time, so it might need some updating. Alright. Okay, well they're not so stupid that they just rush off the edge. Sure, I'll look at his new design and see if it works well on the console. I need to build a skeleton farm on my survival world anyway, so that'd be nice. Okay, so they aren't stupid. And they can fall in, but they don't always. Now, are they equally attracted to iron golems? I would assume yes. It's coming along. I realize that just having the flat space is probably the most effective way, and so now it's a matter of figuring out how to lure them into a zone or into an area. They are not at all interested in that iron golem because they can't see his eyes because of this glass. Alright, and they can hit him from there, so that needs to be one out. Yeah, I did it with villagers. I was just seeing if iron golems were equally... if they were equally attracted to iron golems, which they are. So that works. This needs to be one further out so that they... So that would work. The issue is they are not as keen to just run off the edge. I don't think so. I think only turtles do that. Not turtles. I think only zombies and drowned and things that are zombie related go after turtle eggs. But I don't know. It could. I don't think so. I think it still just aggroes towards... I'm not sure. That's cool. Create a Johnny farm. Wither rows would be cool. Oh wait. Oh, did I delete my center marker? Oh, I must have.
Yeah, I would like for Sweeping Edge to be put into the game for sure. The latest rumor I heard, Sonny, is that they're going to announce Bedrock at Minecon in September. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it either. Just realized all of this is spawnable. Well, let's test it. Not sure if they're interested in snow golems, but we can try. That's definitely possible. That's sad. Um, well, is there... Can I test this quickly? Yeah, I know. Okay, well, in the 3 seconds that it was alive, they did not seem interested in the snow golem. They put one right next to them. The snow golem seemed interested in them, but I don't think they seemed interested in the snow golem. Yeah, no, they don't care. So the snow golems will kill them, but they won't kill the snow golem, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I don't... If the goal is to get them... Like, right now the range is... Like, if one of them spawns back here... Let's get a pillager egg really quickly and see. If a pillager spawns here, they will aggro on that villager in the middle. Yeah. But if the zombie... If they can't see, or if they're not interested in the snow golem, they're not going to go to the snow golem to get hit by the snowballs. But yeah, their aggro distance on those villagers is crazy. Hmm. Whoops. Oh, the aggro range, if there's a villager in the center, they will aggro from any corner. So I'm not worried about that. And using water streams might lower the amount of spawnable space. Okay, well, I've seen people use... On Java, they used water to create the zone around the villager to protect them from being shot, but I think it works just as well to do it this way. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Well, I definitely would want to have an XP version, but in order to get the bad omen effect, you have to actually kill the illager. So there has to be a way for you to deliver the final blow. Magma buttable column. That might be interesting. I wonder if they would see the villager through water.
Probably not. But if I can get them to fall... I think this is exactly the way that Exumavoid designed his raid farm. I think the final conclusion is this is what it's going to look like. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, Sonny. Yeah, easily, Sonny. If I did it this way... That's true. I think it, like, I guess, you know, jungle or desert, that's just gonna be what happens. Okay, so... Alright. This is... Thanks, Sunny Jim. Keep an eye out for, I don't know, probably in early next week sometime, a tutorial for a pillager farm. Hey, Saf. This spider spawner is going to be right in the middle of all this. That's true. Although with the iron farm now, because of the cats producing string, I don't really need the spider spawner, I guess, for eyeballs. But I can just farm cats. It's a weird mixture of the two, Safka. I feel like some of the PS4 pulls from Java, some of it pulls from Bedrock. Okay, this is gonna have to be... no. Ugh. Did that wrong. I love Java. I think the Java mechanics are great. What you have available to you in Java is really good. Not as big of a fan of like the redstone or whatever in Bedrock. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd feel about it every Eye of the Storm.
I want to play Java, but I need to get a new computer. They can, they just have to have another sign or something to kind of feed off of. Alright, so let's see what happens now. Hey, Darspont. I think tomorrow is actually my 1 year anniversary of my first vid, Eye of the Storm. That's cool. All right. little hung up on the edge. Alright, so the water mechanics here need some work to make the farm more efficient. Of course, that time no husks spawned. I got one zombie to spawn, but he is not interested in the turtle eggs. I mean, he's not interested in the turtle eggs at all. I want it to be a 4x4 or yeah, 2x2 shoot. Of course, that's not centered on anything because this is a 1x1 farm. Might just have to have it offset because I do want it to go to a 4x4 hole. Because then it'd be very easy to kill them all or whatever. Okay. Well, I have gone about an hour or so over where I meant to go, and I've got to get dinner on. Okay, well, I'm going to continue working on this and look out next week for hopefully a design, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, of a full pillager farm design based off of the work that was done here. If you want to know, like, this is what goes behind every farm video is lots and lots of hours of testing and seeing what works and what doesn't, and designing things and going from there. So thanks for everybody who hung out and gave advice and gave feedback and ideas. It was very useful and very helpful, so thank you all for joining in. But I've got to go get dinner on, so this has been The Great Escape, and I will see you all next time. No, I'm making lasagna, Dar Sponge. Homemade lasagna. It's going to be delicious. Alright, so, see y'all later.